Hi, welcome to the Eitharong Online Art Show. My name is Tony Eitharong, and welcome to my studio. For a little tour and show you some of the work I've just finished. First one here is acrylics on watercolor paper. It's about 5 feet by 8 feet. That's including the border. Now the reason they have a border is because of it's on paper, so we'd like to show with a little bit of border to it to give a little bit more dimension to it. Secondly, this one here, I work on canvas, a 5 by 6. It's a little bit different because as it is now, you can just put the frame on the edge of it and display it as it is. Then, let me walk down the way here. Another one here, is one of the series I've been working on called The Lighter Shade of Pale. It's influenced by the song back in 1967, Lighter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum. Then we walk on down, and this is another work on paper. It's 5 feet by 8 feet. And then as you can see, the way it's mounted is have a little kind of a free form to it. And let me take you down the ways here. It's another work on canvas. It's it's about 4 by 8. But to see the way this thing framed, we had a custom-made, handmade frame just for that. Smaller piece. Of course, this is another one of those work on paper, 3 by 5. It's in the lacquer frame, but right now we have this wrap over to protect the frame. And then you can see some of this. This is another work on paper. And then, as you can see, it's a lot more work right here to my right. That's will be ready to be framed. This is a production room, which is mean we do a lot of framing and put the artwork together. And this is another group that we just finished. Get ready to be framed here. This is or you can display it as it is. Actually, each one of these a 2 by 2, which is mean right now we're looking at 6 by 8. You can go to 8 by 8. Or you could go bigger. I think when we're gonna finish the series, it's gonna be end up like about 20 feet long. And then, of course, as you can see, this is the front part of the studio. We have a lot of work here. A lot of things still is in progress. So let me talk about how I make this artwork. What's the difference between the paper and canvas? Now, this work I've done on watercolor paper. Each one of this is an individual painting. So what we usually do, we order the paper. This is imported from France. So we come in a big roll, and what we do, we stretch this paper to stretch them out, and then we torn the paper to little pieces, like what we got here. As you can see. So once we've torn the paper, we prime both sides with gesso before we can paint on it. So this is a good example. This is a little painting, and then what we did is the individual little painting like this. Once we have a series of this painting, we put it down on the board as a composition before we decide how this composition is gonna work for the color scheme. That's the difference between this and the canvas. The canvas, basically, we just stretch our own canvas. Actually, it's on we build our own stretcher bar in the back, as you can see. And then we prime it and we make artwork on it. But the difference is, this paper, once we finish with the paper, we have to protect them in the black frame, or any frame you want actually, but we have protecting with the plexiglass, so because the paper is a little more fragile than the canvas itself. And then the canvas, like you just see example we got right back here, once when it's done, we can go ahead and put the frame right on the edge of this.
This is David Heron, our studio manager.
And I guess that's me. Well, here we go again. And this is another one of those watercolor paper with acrylics and some crayon. It's 5x8. And here's another one, 5x8, watercolor paper. Well, just in case somebody have a bigger wall, and this is a 6x8. And this is another 6x8 on watercolor paper with some crayon and acrylics and some oil stick. This is another mixed media. It's the same series, the lighter shade of pale series. 6x8. This is 6x8 in the white frame. Thank you for visiting our studio today. If you have any questions regarding the artwork we have shown here, you could contact me directly. Thank you.